All right. All right. All right. What's the rent? You're live right now. All right. Yes, I know we're a little bit back. We're a little bit backed up, but we appreciate everybody coming through. So, love and support. Most definitely, thank you all for joining us today. Mr. Glenn, we got this show. Yes, indeed. What can we do? What can we say? A lot of things going on. I know some of y'all are a little bit upset that your president was your former president, I should say, was taken away. You know what I'm saying? A lot of coups been happening. I'm not sure what's wrong, but we got some things that we are going to discuss. Just some social, political, and also I asked a question the other day about if a man gets invited by a woman. If a woman invites dudes, don't you dare. Does the man have to pay for it? And I had a lot of replies from that. So definitely, I do appreciate all the replies and all the love and the support. So pretty fascinating, very entertaining. Like you say, what up, what up? Keep it cool, because we keep it cool out here. We keep it cool out here. Ooh, let me make sure that we are live right now. We are live on YouTube, most definitely. So let me make sure that we are going back and forth. All right, YouTube. I know we are late. I know we are extremely late, but I do appreciate everybody out there joining us today. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much for coming today. Yes, indeed, Mr. Clean B. Thank you. Yo, I'm going to call you when I get off. I know we are running late, but I'll call you when I get off. Yes, sir. But I do appreciate everybody joining us today, man, because, it's been a little bit of a challenging day, but, Mr. Clean B got to make sure that I break all the ice. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that everything is all off the chain. You know what I'm saying? And plus, my birthday is coming, so I appreciate everybody out there to cash me app. Some of y'all are a little cash out Bitcoins out there, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, go out there and just, say happy birthday to Mr. Clean B and drop a little coin. You know what I'm saying? I take Bitcoins every day. But I know there has been some news going on, some activities. I know Trump was actually in jail. For those out there who don't notice that, but yes, former President Trump was in jail. And and it was not really talked about, on the news because, of course, they don't want to talk about things like this because they want to make sure that, things like this don't get, all attached, don't get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all, think that he's still the greatest, man of all time. But what is up with that Lizzo issue, man? You know what I'm saying? That Lizzo issue is quite of a fascinating thing, you know what I'm saying? Because, this is one lady, you know what I'm saying? I remember 2-3 years ago, she had a great support system around her and stuff like this. People were actually behind her. Now she's being sued. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's up with the lawsuit going on, you know what I'm saying? So, but also, I know that there has been some coups in certain sector of West Africa, I believe Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and I'm not sure if it's Guinea, but I will get my fourth country yet. But definitely, we are going to give a shout out to Cameroon. Cameroon is our country of the day, most definitely. So big shout out to Cameroon, most definitely. So, but yeah, the one thing that I like to remind people in America is that your Constitution is very, very important. You know what I'm saying? The American Constitution is very, very significant, not just to this nation, but across the globe. Because as you can see, a lot of other countries, don't really have that freedom of speech or freedom of everything that most people out here are living by. you know what I'm saying, actually exercising, their freedom for whatever it is, whether it's gun, whether it's you're talking some reckless stuff to somebody. But in other places you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So, so imagine where you're gonna be into a place where, pretty much, there's no laws. It's one person managing everybody else, and then there's no separation of powers. And I think that, when you see certain things about, oh man, I sound so sexy talking right now, for real. But anyway, uh, the separation of powers is what makes America so great. But we're going to discuss that. I know a lot of people out there were watching the Trump and all that stuff going on, and you know, uh, just to get a sense of the difference and everything. We got Dr. Sean in the building, so what I'm saying, you already know how we do. Everybody out there join us today, most definitely. So I want to give a big shout out to all the Leos out there, all the good Leos. Okay, if you're a good Leo like me, what I'm saying, shout out to you, most definitely. All right, because I know some of us don't get the love out there, but it's all good. What I'm saying, we'll still maintain the foundation at the end of the day. So big shout out to all the Leos out there, Leo gang. If it is your birthday coming up right now, what I'm saying? I know some of y'all, please don't get drunk on the street. Please do not get drunk on the streets. That is not the best thing to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't do it. But you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all of y'all out there, and be safe out there, most definitely. Tuning in to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast every Saturday from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. Arizona time, live and direct. All right. RadioPhoenix.org. Yeah, let's get it on. Let's get it on, man. Yaggah. Welcome back to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. I know I was a little bit off, for a few minutes, but we do apologize for all the delays. You know what I'm saying? This is no Africa CP time right now, but we do appreciate all the support for those out there who are watching us, most definitely. I know yesterday we were at the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge, so big shout out to the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge, most definitely, for appreciating KRDP-FM, so far as Soundz Entertainment in the building, most definitely. And we have a little Grown and Sexy Friday, so and for those out there who came through, big shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was a smoke-free area, you know what I'm saying? So most definitely, you know what I'm saying, everybody came in, show some love. But we just play some music, man. We play some Master Kennedy, you know what I'm saying? We play some Lord Tonio, some Captain Black, some Jamal Reese, and also my brother, you know what I'm saying, Giovanni Kienji, and also my singer Roots, and also my other brother from another mother. Yes, indeed. Mojave Kutu. Yes, indeed. Now, before we're going to break, we're going to make sure we pay some bills. So, Dr. Shaw, would you help us pay some bills? Yaggah.
This announcement on KRDP is brought to you by the Public Information Committee of Alcoholics Anonymous, providing a 12-step program to those recovering from alcoholism. For more information, call 480-834-9033 or aamesaaz.org.
Yaggah. Now, I know this is probably short news, but Trump was arrested again. But this one is federal. This one is a very federal affair, most definitely. And I would suggest for those out there, don't mess with the government. You know what I'm saying? For whatever you do not mess with the government whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But he got arrested. He went to, to jail for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? And after that, he just got out and did a little speech about how people are against him. But pretty much, it was basically the obstruction of overturning the government. That's one of the biggest thing, I believe. Obstruction of overturning the electoral votes, and also your votes for those out there who voted for Smokey Joe. You know what I'm saying? Even Republicans who did not vote for Trump's. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to flip your votes as well. But I also realized that with that says, there has been a lot of chaotic situation going on outside of the United States. I just got the news about a couple of African nations who are going to some coup. I know there were Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger recently, right now, and and then what's fascinating is all those coups were very successful. They were very, very successful. I mean, it was one group of entity who came in and pretty much overthrow the president of that nation. For those out there who don't understand what coup d'état is, or if I should say in perfect English, insurrection. No, I
So
believe
would you say they're the same thing, a coup d'etat and an insurrection?
insurrection and coup d'état is no. They're both brothers and sisters. They're both in the same bloodline. Because an insurrection is pretty much you overthrowing, a result of what you don't, that you don't agree with. A coup d'état is pretty much you overthrowing the person that you don't agree with, whether it's their policy or whatever they stand by. And what folks, what people don't understand is America is such a great nation when it comes to its constitution, because I know that we discussed about the difference between the insurrection that just happened recently in Niger or in Burkina Faso versus the one that just happened 3 years ago, where everybody was storming up the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Because the Capitol is the church of democracy. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be the church of democracy all over the world. You know what I'm saying? But like I've been saying, and I've actually expressed that before prior to the show, how folks have been buttered up the coup d'etat, out in America, how they use insurrection to make it seem as if, oh no, it was just a disagreement of folks who felt that they were being violated, or their laws were being violated. While the different, the similarity is that the result was just, was there. It's just that one person did not agree with whichever result that was going on. And whichever result that was going on, they have to pretty much say, you know what, I'm not going to agree with this. So because I want power, it's all about power at the end of the day. It's all about folks who get drunk of power. If you get drunk of power and you want some type of resources, of course you're not going to accept no type of result like former President Trump did, where he did not accept the result. Now the fascinating part is the fact that you have the checks and balances in America.
Correct.
Checks and balances in America. You have the Supreme Court, but you have your checks and balances, because the one thing that folks don't understand from the United States versus across the world versus the Ivory Coast or Canada or Mexico or France or any other countries out there that you may call it third world or fourth world or fifth world, as from Trump said it. I don't know. I never heard of a country called fifth world. But the one thing about the checks and balances is that when former President Trump was actually denying the results.
Right. And he asked Vice President Pence to delay
exactly
and to hold off on counting some votes.
Exactly.
Which Pence came out and said that he is not the type of he was not the type of vice president that would choose a president's favor over the Constitution, which is why he didn't follow that request. So, I mean, thinking about what Trump really asked to be done and what our democracy looks like, it's kind of unrealistic and hard to believe that they're coming up with the First Amendment is the issue here.
Yeah, and the first.
So, yeah, they're circling back and saying that Trump isn't accountable for they can't prove that he didn't know that fraud wasn't occurring.
Oh, really?
So basically, that his statements about fraud cannot be proven to be fraudulent.
But pretty much, but this man wasn't he on TV talking about, I will walk to the Capitol right next to you. I will walk straight to the Capitol. He said it on live TV. He did on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all those local channels. I mean, he literally said that. That's what dictators do. That's what folks who overthrow governments, that's what they do. They stand up in front of a crowd of people, or per se, this was the military that overthrow the government. Which like I said, for all my brothers and sisters in America, like, appreciate what you have, because freedom is expensive around the world, and it's you can lose your life over freedom. But the freedom of speech is where I have I have a confusion with that because they are pretty much using that excuse by saying that, oh well, he was being expressive. This is the freedom of speech. He was just using his First Amendment. But I didn't realize that your First Amendment will harm people, will hurt people, will pretty much create some type of distrust amongst its own governance. I didn't realize that if I go in and I just tell the whole crowd, you know what, these people stole this thing, let's go after them, and they're going to run after them, like that is not going to create some type of conflict. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I mean,
the other question comes into what was his responsibility according to the office that he held, because yes, we do have rights,
yes,
but he was also acting president. He was in office at the time that he executed these rights. And so, yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how that part comes out. I mean, Trump has been phenomenal in his race as the Republican candidate. I mean, he's just crushing it there. And to do that with 78 current indictments.
78.
I mean, it started in April when they started to go and look at him paying off Stormy Daniels and other adult entertainers to keep them from revealing his exploits, alleged exploits. And now, to the secret document. I mean, 78 indictments.
Like I said.
But
and he's still walking around though. He's still walking around and everything.
So that says a lot about our country. It says a lot about where we are. And it also says a lot about freedom. Like, people are free to support whoever they want to support, even if the person is accused. And the more he's accused, the more he's championed by his followers, because he's saying that he's being accused, not because of things he actually did, but because of political reasons only. That the far left is coming after him for political reasons only. But you did mention earlier due process.
Yes.
So there has to be certain criteria for a judge to sign off on these charges, and he's totally negating the whole judicial process that goes into charging someone, especially with federal indictment.
Federal, not state, not New York, not Georgia, Washington, D.C.
So he currently has 3 criminal cases, and then one that's also being investigated. So this is a different time in American history as we're living through this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope due process works. And for those out there who call themselves Christians and still think that this man is still a humble man, a good man to serve the people, I just want to let them know that do me a favor, just save your money. You know what I'm saying? Find someone that's that you can vote for, but don't vote for a thug. Okay, do not vote for a thug, because like I said, if you don't like a thug, you know what I'm saying? Because someone who stand up and holds the Bible upside down, but talks about I'm a Christian man, I like to read the script of and 78 indictment, and those are federal. But the simple fact that some folks still feel that his freedom was being infringed, and even though they're realizing that he almost overthrown the United States of America, he almost pretty much divided all them 50 states, which is kind of hard to do because you have to go from California to Puerto Rico over there to kind of tell them, okay, you know what, you're going to be your own country. And last time I checked, every state needs each other. So for a coup d'etat to happen in America, you have to really convince from the east to the west to literally just break up from each other, unless it's through paperwork or documentation or through a constitution to where they're all going to agree by saying, well, you know what, we don't want you guys to mess with us. We're going to be our own state or our own country. But last time I checked, some of those states were talking about, we are our own states. They still go to DC. They still ask for the United States of America for assistance to the states. So I'm just saying that for those out there who are, voting Republican or red states, just find common sense and find someone that brings you common sense into your parties. I mean, not the sanctimonious and not that guy that's gonna get indicted. I'm just saying. I mean, he might go. I mean, he's not gonna go to jail, but is it staying in his legacy? So history will show it to us and to the future in the next 10, 20, 50, or 100 years moving forward. Let's put some more music because we got some more in the vote. This is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah, Yaggah. All right.
Hearing about the crimes and indictments, you lump them all together.
So we can talk about Lizzo. All right. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't see nobody over there. I did not see nobody over there. What do you do? Hi, Scorpio Moon. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Yes, indeed. What's up with your girls, Lizzo, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all the Lizzo fans out there. Because I am not going to say anything negative about your girl, all right? Because some of y'all might try to say, Mr. Clean B, don't you say anything about my girl because she is the right. What's up with that? I mean, if it's allegedly true, it's shameful. And I have some words to say about that because, of course, there has been some report about, about that, which we are going to discuss that. But I mean, I know someone that I have to call, which, I'm pretty sure when that person see the show, they can pretty much put a comment in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the news about Lizzo is not too cool. I'm not sure, what's going on. I'm not even sure if it's true. But for the simple fact that Lizzo was being accused of sexual harassment. Actually, you know what? For a woman to be accused of sexual harassment, it's quite it's quite weird.
They're saying the work environment in total was overly sexual.
So, if the work environment was overly sexual, then I mean, I don't know that. I mean, you know what? If in life, you got choices in life. And I know folks who are against Lizzo, will probably use that. Which she always have some back. And I feel like she's a hypocrite. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially if this is true, her hypocrisy is like pretty big. But then again, there are choices in life that we as adults, what I'm saying, that we make. If you sign up for a job, if you sign up for some type of duties, and the duty is pretty much stating that this is the expectation that you're going to face or witness. You have that at that time. You have the plain right to say, I don't want to deal with this, or I don't want to, I don't think I can handle that. But for the fact that and I'm not sure if it's the Me Too movement thing, because it seems that when people quit, they will quit their job, and they will quit a place, an environment, and then go behind and trying to do some type of lawsuit going on, and because they do not like whatever results from the person. But this is our African nation of the day, y'all. Yeah, man. Shout out to Cameroon.
Cameroon, officially the Republic of Cameroon, is a country in West Central Africa. It shares boundaries with Nigeria to the west and Chad to the south, the Central African Republic to the east, and Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Republic of the Congo to the capital of Cameroon is Yaoundé, located in the south central part of the country. The nation has been described as an ethnic crossroads because of its more than 250 ethnic. There are three main linguistic groups. Bantu speaking peoples of the south, the Sudanese.
Making sure that my mom is sharing the broadcast too.
And those who speak the Timbuktu languages, people mainly in the West. The official languages of Cameroon are French and English. The population is estimated to go up to 26 million citizens. The GDP in Cameroon is expected to reach $46 billion by the end of 2023, according to the Trillion Economic Global Macro Models and Analyst Expectations. Cameroon is ranked together with 7 other countries in Central and Western Africa and a monetary union with a common currency, which was to the euro in 2002. In 1960, the French administered part of Cameroon became independent as the Republic of Cameroon under President Amadou Ahidjo. The southern part of British Cameroon federated with it in 1961 to form the Federal Republic of Cameroon. The federation was abandoned in 1972. The country was renamed the United Republic of Cameroon in 1972 and back to the Republic of Cameroon in 1984 by a presidential decree by President Paul Biya. Cameroon is governed as a unitary presidential republic. Cameroon has a high level of religious freedom and diversity. The predominant faith is Christianity, practiced by about 2/3 of the population, while Islam is a significant minority faith adhered to by about 1/4. In addition, traditional faiths are practiced by many Cameroonians. This means Yaggah. Yes. Yaggah. This is Mr. Clean B from the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Join me every Saturday from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. Phoenix, live and direct via KRDP 9.7 FM, showcasing Afrobeats, reggaeton on the internet. Featuring live interviews with the hottest talent in town. Tune in live every Saturday at 2 p.m. at listen number 2 KRDP.FM. Yeah.
All right. So, next week, the 12th, we are going to start a contest. A contest for all. So for those out there who have been following the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, I am giving away free basketball tickets. They're free from the show. Okay, so they are free. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much I am going to just let everybody know about the contest. And as a matter of fact, the contest is pretty much, to give me, if you know the definition of what Yaggah stands for. And yes, indeed, if you all know out there, I've been saying Yaggah all day. But do you really know what the Yaggah stands for, really? Do y'all really know what it stands for? Can I do I have to tell you that? Oh no, I'm not gonna say it, because I believe if you follow my page, if you watch my show, you have heard me say, the definition of what Yaggah means. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. So, if you know what the Yaggah Movement Radiocast means, you can put it up, you can put up a post with your name on it. We're gonna put it in the drawer, and then we're gonna make sure that we reach out to you, because next week we are going to make sure that we reach out to everybody out there who are. Yes. Big shout out to our boss man. Yes, indeed. Yaggah. Boss man out from the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge. Yaggah. You already know how we do. Live and direct. We were out there yesterday, for the Grown and Sexy Party. And every, like I said, the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge. Great environment.
was a
smoke
lot
free,
of fun.
a lot of fun.
Dancing yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? Dancing and all
We had
that.
everything from salsa to hustle to, I mean, it was just a lot of good music.
Yeah.
I think I heard everything from rock to, it was house. It was just everything. Afrobeat.
My voice is going off right now because I was yelling for a minute. I was yelling, but it wasn't my voice. I think it was that wind, that nice, beautiful wind that got to my, my sexy voice, so I can't say anything. But it was a nice environment, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Ceremony cigar and coffee lounge. You know what I'm saying?
Every Friday.
Every Friday, man.
We've been talking about it for the last few months.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, for those out, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's we out there just playing music. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may come and do karaoke. Your favorite song, come and play. We know representing KRDP, you know what I'm saying? So far as entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Representing the whole community base. I told you already, that's how we do. We stick with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We make sure that we give y'all what you need. It's just a networking environment. You know what I'm saying? Just growing and sexy, mature networking business, meeting and everything like this. That's all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
The photo shoot that took place yesterday was amazing. Also.
Oh man, man, I have to play that one song. You know what I'm saying? Because it was shout out to all them. You know what I'm saying? Them. The bums. The bums. I'm gonna say that. Shout out to all the women with the bums. Yes, indeed. So I will not get in trouble. Yaggah. I ain't gonna get in trouble. Oh no. Yaggah. Oh yeah, we're back again. We are back again. We just feature our country today. Big shout out to Cameroon. Is our Africa diaspora nation of the day, most definitely. And we also play some Emmanuel the Togolese at 18 and Sister Sarah Anoinki, my shepherd, most definitely. Now, before we jump on our talk of Lizzo, I would like Dr. Shan's going to help us pay some bills for today. Yaggah.
One way listeners like you can support KRDP is by becoming one of our sustaining donors. Your financial gift supports the diverse programming you hear on KRDP. It also provides opportunities for youth, interns, and members of the Valley community to learn radio broadcasting and for coverage of local arts, culture, and politics. And don't forget, your financial contribution is tax deductible. For more information or to sign up to become a KRDP sustaining donor, call 602-254-6636 or visit our website, KRDP.com, and click on the donate button on the top menu. We thank you for your generous support of KRDP.
Yaggah. Now, I know some of you out there who are looking for the Lizzo scandal. You know what I'm saying? I guess he has arrived because, apparently she has been sued for sexual harassment at her, working environment, as we can call it, because that's what they say on the paperwork. So she was sued by her former dancers, backup dancers.
Right. Her company, the manager, and she has been named. And it mentions a hostile work environment, sexual harassment. It also brings claims for religious and racial harassment, false imprisonment, interference with prospective economic advantage, and other allegations. So not each dancer, there's 3 that came forward, not each dancer is claiming that they've experienced all of that, but they all share the same lawyer, and they are saying that each one of the instances, they reported to CNN in an interview, that each one of the instances that they're citing were seen publicly by all of the dancers, whether they're in the suit or not.
Okay, that is quite disturbing because, first of all, it's kind of rare for a woman to be sued for sexual harassment, number one. I mean, for my experience, you know what I'm saying? Because, you got the hashtag mental movement and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I always tell my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Separate your business with your professions, you know what I'm saying? But again, we are talking about a lady who actually, was backlashing other people for pretty much, booking on her.
And that's the thing. They're coming at her because the basis of her popularity is going against everything that's in this lawsuit. Exactly. So she's being accused of doing everything that she claims that she stands against. And she's also being accused of her company making room for it. Now, fortunately, they didn't file any criminal charges. All of these are just compensatory. So they're just looking for compensation.
Yeah, they want to get paid. They want to get paid.
And they want the truth to come out, is what they're saying. Now, the odd part about it is that one of the accusers, Lizzo's team had released, and this is her lawyer and team, they released a video of one of the accusers asking for more work and just praising the work environment after one of the events took place.
Right.
And on CNN, they kind of asked her, why, when did you know that these things were not appropriate? And she stated that she knew after she left the company. So it's when you mention making choices and how important it is to make choices. I mean, working in whatever industry you work in, you have to set your boundaries and decide what is comfortable for you.
Exactly.
And if any of them were outside of their comfort zone, I mean, I don't know if they have a human resources department. I mean, it's just a lot of questions that come to mind to me on, is there some type of documentation with the company? Did you go to the company and let them know, exactly how you're feeling? I mean, it's just a lot of questions, because I don't see why people would handle being in an entertainment environment so different than they would handle working in another company.
Exactly. Now, everybody got choices. Even though, I just hope that folks out there who think that I'm making this statement, I'm not siding with Lizzo at all. Like I stated earlier, that Lizzo, to me, she's a hypocrite because of certain backlash that she has, that she has given to others, and which has nothing to do with with who she is, because I believe she's a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? But the hypocrisy is something that has to be called for, because these actions that allegedly are happening, because I have to say allegedly, so I will not get no backlash on the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Now, these, all those incidents that those dancers are pretty much accusing her of. Now, if those are true, I feel that she should, face the accountability of that. Now, by me saying that, though, I would like to remind folks out there by saying that life is about choices. So if that person all of a sudden decided that, oh, well, this environment was not for me, but then how come the first time before you even got there, didn't you ask any question, about the expectation about what they were going to have you, about your servitude at the Lizzo industry? Like, you cannot go to a job and then, and then they're going to tell you pretty much that, and folks out there, you may agree or disagree with me, but you cannot go to a job and then knowing that the job is going to tell you to flip a burger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then that, okay, if I flip a burger, I, either I have, my hands are not working right, or I cannot do it properly. You know what I'm saying? And then taking that job, knowing that you cannot take it, and then leaving the job, and then them letting you go, and then going and complain that, oh, well, they let me go because I did not, I didn't expect that they were going to let me flip a burger, even though I signed up for it, even though I read the contract and everything was being determined, everything was being detailed about my expectation to this job. But now that I'm leaving, I want to go against that job.
So one of the things that is a part of this is, okay, I'll give an example.
Right.
Okay, so they had a grueling workout where it was 12 hours or more of dancing, where one of the dancers soiled herself because she thought she would get fired if she left the stage.
Okay, that's
so
different.
Again, we do have choices, because this is the same dancer who was pressured into going outside of what she was comfortable with and engaging with a new performer.
Right.
So we're dealing with more than just, understanding what the work is requiring. We're also dealing with personal perspective, and there seems like an inability to actually just speak up for yourself. If I have to go to the restroom, no matter what job I'm at, it's on me to say, okay, I have to go to the restroom, and that's a bodily function. And if she would have gotten fired for going to the restroom, that lawsuit would probably be a lot more understanding than saying, I now that I've gotten fired, I want to sue you because you made me scared I was going to lose my job. Then it's just a very interesting way to go about it.
Well, I mean, it's money involved. You know what I'm saying?
It is money involved. And there are 3 of them that are collaborating and working together with the lawyer. 2 were terminated and 1 resigned. So, you know, it's not that they were all terminated, but you really have to wonder. And usually when you have people who, okay, this is true, and one person saying this is false, usually you have something in the middle that's the truth. I mean, that's typically how it goes.
Yes.
But with these kind of things, if she doesn't settle before it's actually fleshed out, they're going to have to prove everything that they're accusing. So bringing the suit is one thing. Proving the suit is something else. And when you have a video, a recording of yourself saying almost absolutely the opposite of what you're saying now, even though it's after one of the alleged incidences, I'm not sure how easy it is going to be to prove.
Well, you know, if I was Lizzo, I settle that up.
I
pay it off and be like, you know what? Here's the cash. Y'all go away. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with my dance. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with my dancers in my industry. But to me, it seems like they're all searching to expose her, you know, her business practice pretty much.
And there's other people who've come out and said they didn't want to work with her because they felt that she was rude or disrespectful. She considers her work ethic to be one of high standard, and that if individuals aren't able and willing to perform at that standard, that they're not fit to be performing with her. So again, with all of this coming out the way it came out, you know, we'll just have to see how they're able to prove or what they're able to prove.
Yeah.
But Lizzo is known for her expression. You know, the way she dresses, going, you know, when she went to the basketball game.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? And then you got kids around, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to see them?
Yeah.
Those parts out there for them children. I told you, the children of the future, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The children of the future. You guys don't get it. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't get it. But I told you the kids of the future. But all that stuff, that's what I'm saying. All that things, it's like, yo, you got to like, I mean, hypocrisy is the one thing because she's a star. I mean, celebrities are going to be cocky. They're going to have their own mindset. They're going to do whatever they want to do. But when you lash at other people for the things that you've been accused of right now, it's like, okay, so now you've been exposed. But like I said, for those out there who choose to work with her, my thing is, how come you never left, you know, prior to you finding out all those issues? Now that you left, you want to come and just say, well, you know what, this is what I found. And so, yes, factual evidence has to be shown up, whether it's on the phone, iPhone, whatever cameras, or they have to like, or letters or text to say, like, hey, like, this is what she did. But it's going to be very hard to prove that. I don't know. But that's something to see. But like I said, I just want to make sure that she knows. She's a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying? But I hope that she doesn't. I mean, I hope she's right. You know, if she's right, you know what I'm saying?
Well, with allegations, that's the thing. I mean, it gets people talking. And what I found, just like with the Trump situation, there's people who support Lizzo. They feel that the dancers, they got let go and they're just going after her because they're bitter.
Yeah, you know, that fan base.
Yeah, the fan base is the fan base. It's something about that when, you know, they support you and they ride out opposition with you. But the dancers also have had mounting supporters who say, hey, I went through something similar, or hey, this happened to me. So, you know, again, we'll see at the end of the day how much money they get out of this.
All right. Well, we're all going to come back for the second hour. This is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah, Mr. Cleanby, Dr. Shine, y'all. Yaggah. Yeah. All right. Second hour coming back. Mr. Cleanby. What can I say? And you know what's up? Because I'm not a rapper. I want to say hello to you and you and you and you. Listen to Al, have a freestyle to the profile. I got the freestyle. Yaggah all day, every day, y'all. You know what time it is? Will your fist pass? No. Yeah. Whoop. Whoop. Let me go back on break. Break time. Let me stop. Okay, all right. Here it is. Yeah, second hour, y'all.
KRDP is a new
Second
community
hour.
radio station serving the East
Second hour is
Valley on
starting.
90.7
Shut up,
FM
broadcast.
and the rest of the
And
community
appreciate everybody out there.
online
We're
at
going to take
our
a break.
website. Listen
Take
to
a
the
quick
number
break.
2,
You know what I'm saying?
KRDP.com.
4 or 5 minutes.
KRDP
It's all right.
features a mix of
If
jazz,
it's okay. Stay tuned.
and eclectic
Stay tuned.
programming from the
Yeah.
Valley community, Arizona,
Yeah.
and around the world. We encourage you to financially support
All right, all right, all right. Yes, we are back. We are back. Yaga, yaga, yaga. Uh, definitely. I want to get the
Angus.
Angus. Yes, yes. 25 years old.
Discovered on the streets of New York.
New York, just like that. Very, very, very saddened. Very sad. Very, very sad. Angus Cloud. Um, that of committed suicide because they found out that he was having some depression concerns. I know the story is that he was the actor who was on the Euphoria. I've never really followed the show or the movie, so I apologize for those out there because I've been really off the movie scene.
I think it's on HBO.
Yeah, HBO. Yeah, I believe
On
HBO.
Euphoria?
Yeah. So, the Rising Star. HBO. Yeah, you're right. HBO.
Mhm.
Very, very just saddened for the fact that that was just a young man that just they had a lot of promise, a lot of hope, and a lot of time, like I've been saying on my show, it's okay to reach out to others. I know some people will not reach to folks because of certain conflicts or anything like this, which that's totally understandable. Uh, but then again, when you notice somebody going through some type of if you see someone having a change in their livelihood, I believe it's something that we all have to pay attention to. Whether it's your family, your friends. Depression is not it's not a joke. Being depressed is not something that you can just be depressed one day and then just get out. The next day, like you can go and live your life. You know, I can actually side with him, but I'm blessed that I'm not. At 25 years old, I was still functioning. I was still doing what I have to do. But it's just sad that he had a brother, his family and everything like this. Shout out to the Cloud family. My prayers and condolences to the Cloud family, most definitely.
And he had just lost his father.
Yep.
Yeah, the week prior.
Prior to that, Barry's dad, and then just seeing him passing away in the streets of New York like that. And nobody knows what he died of.
Well, actually, what happened was he was discovered in his home, and his mother called the police saying it was a possible overdose. And once the police arrived, they found that there was nothing that could be done. So, yeah, what I was saying was he was discovered as an actor on the streets. The producer of the show was just walking and found him. So it's not like he had an extensive career in acting or anything like that. He really found success. He had been a waiter.
A waiter.
A
Oh
waiter.
man.
But yeah, and ended up in the industry. But there were reports that he had struggled with mental illness for quite some time.
Yeah. And those things are those things are very, very, very significant. A lot of time, people think that sometimes some people will use controlled substance or some of y'all may call it drugs, as a means to reduce whatever depression, whatever anxiety, whatever they're going through. This is it's a human thing. Everybody goes through that. We all go through that. Nobody's immune to depression. Nobody's like we're all vulnerable. Like I believe last time I checked, we are all vulnerable to to anything that can affect our soul, our mindset, and you know, there are certain things that I want to share. I want to like kind of be ease up a little bit, which I know Dr. Sean might have some advice for us as well, but I found some ways for those out there who either are going through any type of depression or seeing somebody that they're or seeing some type of abnormal behavior, things like that we all have to pay attention to, and like I said, it's a very, very sad situation that this young man lost his life. I'm pretty sure that his family are very saddened by that as well. And and we are living in a time right now that a lot of our young folks by the age of I would say 19 to 33, from 19 years old to 33, from whatever for the stats that I read. It seems like there's a lot of depression in that age range. I'm not going to say what's that the X generation, whatever, what you call them, XYZ generation, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of our young folks out there who are pretty much are very, very are going through a lot. They don't have the help, they don't have the assistance that they need. They need folks like you, like me, to be able to reach out, to be able to do something right by by what they're doing. And we all different. Like I said, we all different. We all we all have something that we all fight every day. You know what I'm saying? Like we all human beings. So the one thing I tell folks is just appreciate what you have. Don't take things for granted. Especially if nature, fate give you a second chance to do what's right by others, to do not just by others, but by yourself. Just cherish it every single day. There will be moments that you're going to face that are going to be challenging. There will be days that are going to be very just out of nowhere where you're going to be like, what the F? There will be times like that. At the end of the day, it's all about you grasping on your sanity and just focus on your endeavors, focus on yourself, focus on your tranquility, focus on your peace, focus on the goodness and the positivity that you can carry to the next day. Because a lot of time we use little things to overwhelm ourselves to where we lose our our mindset, we lose our control, we lose we don't have ways to reduce our anxiety, our depressions. I'm not gonna be here telling you I'm Superman. I did this, I did that. You know what I'm saying? For folks out there who know who I am, really, that if you know my real government name, you know what I'm saying, then you should know where I stand. You should know how Mr. Clean B is out. You know what I'm saying? But Mr. Clean B is just a griot. And Mr. Clean B is just is for the people. And I speak on behalf of my experience. I speak on behalf of what I've witnessed. I speak on my facts. I don't speak on my emotions. I will be very emotional if I say something. That's just human nature. But as long as my emotion has facts with it, I know that if I go to court, I'm not going to bring that with me. But if there's facts with it, what I'm saying, there's some type of factual entity where you can provide that. That's all. That's what we need. So.
It's really important just to talk to someone. A lot of times people don't want to talk to someone in their circle, but there's many crisis lines available just to talk to someone. Grief, especially, there are grief counselors. And sometimes we try to handle things on our own, or we try to isolate and get through things. But it's really important to build a good support system and have people in your circle that you can trust, that can speak into your life and can help you improve your situation. Because we don't want to see, more people passing in that way. It's really devastating.
Devastating. We're going back, y'all. We're going back. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Yaggah. Mr. Clean B on the microphone. What can I say? I say Yaggah. Hello, everybody. Yaggah all day. 24/7. Let me stop right now. We are back for the second hour of the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Mr. Clean B, Dr. Sean, yes, indeed. We appreciate all the love and support and all the comments out there. And before we are reading our break of the day, I would like to let everybody know that if you're following the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, we are giving away free professional basketball tickets that will be held at the Talking Results for the Phoenix Mercury. Yes, indeed. So it's going to be a free tickets, and we are pretty much having everyone to win. We are inviting people to come through, and you're pretty much giving us your take of what Yaggah means. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all have heard me say Yaggah Yaggah all day, but do you know what Yaggah means? If you know what Yaggah means, put a comment on the video, or you can call 602-633-2662. Or if you follow me on my Instagram, or my Facebook, or I'm not on X anymore, hashtag Twitter back in the day, you know what I'm saying, or Snapchat, you can say Mr. Clean B. Yaggah means ... and I will make sure I will put your name on the finalists. So let me know what Yaggah means, if you guys know what Yaggah stands for. Before we go on our talk of the day, Dr. Sean, would you please help us with our break? Yaggah Yaggah.
Programming on KRDP is financially supported by Westside Blues and Jazz, located at the northeast corner of 59th Ave and Bell Road in Glendale. Performers include Big Pete Pearson, Beth Liederman, The Sugar Thieves, and Charles Lewis. WestsideBlues.com. Also on Facebook, hashtag Westside Jazz and Blues.
Yaggah 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 Yaggah. Yes, and just to give you guys an update on the music that we just played, I want to give a big shout out to some of the artists that we played earlier. We played some, most definitely some Darko and Ayara Star and some Philly Goat and my sister MZ Monet. Yes, indeed. And we also have some CK. So you know what I'm saying, and also Babyface featuring LMA and Bad News. Yaggah Yaggah Yaggah. Now, we were going to turn the show. After we just heard the news about the actor who passed away at the age of 25 by the name of Angus Cloud. First of all, I would like to give my prayers and condolences to his family, to the Clouds family as well. 25 years old, passed away, was finding out in the streets of New York. Definitely, any type of issues that we found out that he had he was depressed before he passed away, and very
grieving the loss of his father.
Yeah, very grieving. For those out there who don't, Dr. Shaw, would you let the people know exactly who is Angus Cloud? Most definitely, Yaggah Yaggah Yaggah.
Sure. Angus Cloud was an actor. He starred in Euphoria on HBO, and he, from what everyone was saying, he was a very kind, gentle person. He did not follow the traditional method in getting into acting. He was discovered literally on the streets of New York and given a shot, and he took it and excelled with it. But unfortunately, his family has reported that he struggled with mental illness. And this week he was found, and they suspected it was an overdose. And they still have not reported the actual cause of death. So the actual cause of death has not been revealed yet.
Right. And that's a young man that just lost his life. Very, very young, very, very inspirational, had a future ahead of him, and for those out there who are in that age range, who are going through any type of depression or any type of anxiety, there are helps out there. There are resources out there. When I've heard the story, it kind of brought me back to, my own livelihood, where, I know that, when I was young, I wasn't 25, but I know I was in high school when my dad passed away, and and those, for years it was very, very difficult. It was very difficult to the point that I have to literally just find ways to not to think about him not be there. And I know that a lot of time when we lose someone that we are very, very attached to, it can be not just heartbreaking, but it can be just devastating to to our livelihood, especially if that person was very impactful. And I can just tell that the late Angus Cloud's father was a very impact. His father, had an impact in his life to the point that he has to take his life because his dad wasn't there. And I know that at one point, and I'm not going to say that that's the thought that I had, but depression is very serious. Depression is not something that you can just just receive it and then it's going to go away. Now, a lot of times, people, you know, pretty much like people live through depression and not even knowing that they're depressed because they feel like, oh, it's something else different, or maybe or maybe people think that I'm acting this way, but not realizing I know you have some type of black hole inside your soul. You have something that has been traumatizing, whether it's a death with family or whether it's any type of outside trauma. But this one was mostly someone that you lost. And I know that a lot of time when we lose someone, especially someone dear, especially I can say, well, when I lost my dad, there were things that I have to pretty much, exercise my mind in order for me to not to be too depressed. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just losing just a loved one. It's also just losing, any privilege, just losing everything. Like, a bad marriage could be depressing. A bad relationship can bring depression to someone. And a lot of times it is how do we handle those type of trauma? How do we handle those situations that we face? Every time, like, every day is not going to be the same. Every day will not be, a butterfly effect. It's going to be something that's either going to challenge you or, or pretty much, exercise your thought to bring your status of who you are as a person. A lot of time, we seem just to brush it off because we think that, oh, well, it's nothing. Let me just use controlled substance. Let me use other means to reduce that depression, but not even sharing that with other people. And then I know that me, going through that phase, I did not really engage with anybody.
Mhm.
I did not talk to nobody. And that was one of the things that I have to learn to open up. Even though that's something that not everybody opens up, because from that story that I heard, he didn't even say anything about how he was feeling. He was sad, but he did not express anything morally or did not express anything that was going to have him taking his life today. And all those stuff that I tell people out there, like, if you have someone out there that's that's going to see any type of abnormal behavior, you know what I'm saying? And anybody's going to go through some type of situation where they are not used to, but it's who we are that makes us, endurable on this earth. And for me to pretty much endure my dad's passing or any type of loss that got me to my depression for all these years, I have to literally just use other means. I have to channel my mind, like, having the Yaggah movement radiocast, or now exercising,
Mhm.
or or reading, or being more or talking, or be communicative, or talking to people out there. And a lot of time, and I can say this in the air that I am not an open person. I do not open myself to a lot of folks. I'm very conservative. I'm a liberal when it comes to social norms, but when it comes to my own personal livelihood, I am very, very conservative. And even talking to therapists, talking to counselors, talking to even my own, like the only person I talk to is my mom,
Mhm.
because that's one person that I feel comfortable sharing my feelings, everything that I'm going through. And I feel that has pretty much helped me going through my depression, especially for my dad's, to my failed marriage, to any type of challenges that I have to face in my livelihood, to where, I don't even look at them as depression. I look at them as experience. I look at them as those were just challenges that I have to face. Those were just challenges that I have to like encounter. And it just made the man that I am today. And a lot of times, like, we have to find ways to channel those depressions around. And I know it's not easy, Dr. Shah. I know it's not something that's folks can be able to grasp on, but I know it can happen. I know it's possible.
Well, what happens is people don't know, but it is that the purpose of therapy isn't just to talk about what's going on. It's also, of course, and there's so many types of therapy, so I don't want to throw it in all in the same boat.
Right.
But it becomes important to get the skills to be able to work things out and to be able to process what's going on in life.
Right.
And sometimes you might need to go to anger management, or you might need to go to a substance abuse place, or you might need to just go to a place to process your trauma. Or, I mean, regardless of what you choose, you might choose to go to the gym. Some people choose to work out their frustrations, and work it out. They don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to get rid of that negative energy and just hit the weights. There's a lot of ways to express emotion. There's a lot of ways to get through hard times. But the first step to it is just knowing that it's something you can get through. And I think that's why a lot of people don't get out of depression, is because they don't have that belief that it's something they can overcome. Because at that time, it feels so overwhelming that there's nothing else that they can see. So if you can be kind to someone, give them a little hope, you never know how far that can go. You can't blame yourself if you have a loved one that suffered from depression, if you have a loved one that's attempted their life, you can't necessarily always impact that. But one thing that we can do is be kind to one another, and we can definitely use our resources. And there are several crisis lines, suicide prevention lines, just lines for people to talk to. And if you don't know what to do, call 211. A lot of people know 911, but you can call 211, and they will help you find resources in your area to help with what you're going through. And that's nationwide.
Yaggah. That's straight fact. That's straight talk. That's real talk right there. And I heard you mention how, reaching out to people, to be able to express, whatever you're going through, and which is very important, because a lot of time, what I've noticed is your peer is what makes you, makes your environment either, better or worse. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time, some of our peers can be a negative effect into our lives. Others can be a positive effect into our lives. And a lot of times, if you have friends out there, if you have friends out there who are pushing you to do drugs, stay away from them. If you have friends out there who are telling you, oh no, you know what, this can kill this or that, stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need that type of environment. You need someone that's pretty much, that's going to guide you, to any type of, resources, any type of assistance, any type of support. We are a support system. It doesn't matter if it's me, you, but whether it's your family member, but we are all a support system. And we all have to support each other when it comes to those type of needs. And a lot of times, someone may not talk, just, it doesn't, I'm not saying, brush your friends off, but just learn how to distance yourself from all those negative, environments. Like, get a hobby, get something great, like play sports. If you don't play sports, play a video game. If you don't play a video game, talk, like, podcasts, or, like people like, do radio shows, or they do like, nightclub nights and stuff, like, anything to elevate your soul, to elevate your mind, anything that's not going to bring you back to that darkness, that's not going to bring you back to the black hole where you're going to feel like, you're going to feel unappreciated, unwanted. You're going to feel lesser than anybody out there. Because I can tell you that, depression is not something that, anyone out there, understand, especially if you have never been to anything like this, what I'm saying? And like Dr. Sean said, we have to be mindful about who we are and who we are encountering, and not just look at each other in a different way. What I'm saying? Not judging, not, looking at each other in a negative light. Like, understand each other, understand what we are facing, and also work with what we have, most definitely, because we are what we got, right? We are what we got. And it's concerned that, our young men are getting lost. We are losing a lot of our young men and young, women out there. And it's time for them to get the right resources. Anybody out there who has a friend, who has a family member who's going through some type of depression, some type of anger management, If they go to any type of anger management, tell them, look, man, go see a therapist, okay, or talk to your mom and tell you, look, tell your mom, look, man, I don't feel this. Okay, your mom's gonna tell you, or your parents, or someone will tell you to calm down and find tranquility. If you feel that you're not worthy, look for someone that's going to elevate your spirits. Look for someone out there that hey, if I talk to that person will elevate me. That means if I ever approach that man or that woman, they are going to uplift who I am as a person. Nobody else is going to do that, but only that person. And that's going to, make you live every single day. And not only that, make you be a better human being every second, y'all. I'm just saying. Any word on that, Dr. Sean?
No, I definitely agree with what you're saying. And, I'm hoping that this raises more awareness, and I'm hoping more people do the work to improve their mental status and to get over challenges. Life is going to have its ups and its downs.
Yep.
So we just have to make sure that we have the skill set, and that if we don't have the skill set, that we grow our skill set to be able to improve our situations, because obstacles are going to come. Like you said, challenges will come, but how are we going to overcome them?
Indeed, Yaggah. We are going to come back for another segment. I know some of y'all are waiting for this love segment. I'm just curious to hear some of y'all women out there what y'all going to be saying. But this is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Mr. Clint B, Dr. Sean. Let's get on, baby. Yaggah. Right on. Yeah. All right. Big shout out. So Mary Michelle, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can I share the broadcast again? Because I'm gonna see y'all. Maybe I should do that again. But we are going to talk about love, but not your type of love. No. I know last week we mentioned something else last week. But shout out to everybody out there who joined us. We actually mentioned all those comments because it was pretty hot last weekend. It was pretty hot. I know some of y'all freaks out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna mention the names, but big shout out to all the freaks out there. If you're a freak of the industry, or if you're a freak of your industry, your household, yes, it'll be shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Make love every day. Good love. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? When I'm saying love, I'm talking about hugging. I'm talking about hugging, you know what I'm saying? And handshake, all right? Can I do a fist bump too? Is that part of that? You know what I'm saying? Is that part of that? No. Well, anyway, we are going to ask this question because I know this brother actually had this experience where he got invited to a date. Actually, it was a dinner date.
Okay.
And pretty much, like every man out there, you know what I'm saying? If we do it, the invites, you know what I'm saying, it's a little different. If the man invites the woman, the man will pretty much take care of the business indeed. So that is just, straight up, status quo right there. Now, if a woman invites a man for lunch or dinner, if she invites me, I would like for you to come for a lunch date, a dinner date, and the man is coming. Will the man still have to pay for the tab? You know what I'm saying? Will the man still got to pay for what she's asking? What for the invites? You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, I have to go back to my question again so I can ask the question right on, so you guys understand the questions. But does the man still got to pay even though the woman invited him? I'm just saying, because yes, indeed, you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of and I have to go back and read all those comments because it was very fascinating for me to read those comments. And I appreciate everybody out there who pretty much said a lot of things, because since we're not live right now, I think I'm gonna go and read those comments most definitely, because those were very, very educative and interesting, and also interesting. because I have to get a perspective from the woman's side and the man's side, pretty much. So the question was this: so if a lady invites a man, aka dude, that's just me, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the dude out there for lunch or dinner, does the man have to pay for the lunch or dinner or not, and why? Now I had 13 comments. They were all laughable, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody that laughed at me for my comments, you know what I'm saying? But if they were all sincere, and I appreciate all the comments that just came through. But I'm not sure, Dr. Shah, if you would like to read the comments, if you want to read what they're saying. So one actually, every name remains anonymous. So one actually said, if I am inviting him out, I am paying for it. So that's a woman. Okay, that's a woman saying that. Okay. And another one said, she pays because she extended the invite unless Dutch is disgusted, which has happened. The Dutch, you go out and I pay my piece, you pay your piece, you know what I'm saying? Now, this brother said, whichever, I'm flexible. Now, I know I have to look at that brother right there because, you know what I'm saying, I actually have to, I have to slightly agree with him on that one. Now, this one says, who gets invited to pay for something? Invitation means free. Yes, indeed. I'm inviting you to the show. So that's the show right there. So big shout out to the PhoenixStreetNews.com. I hope y'all go and subscribe that. Give a big shout out right there to Brother Earl Hinton. Most definitely. Yes, indeed. Now, my brother, you know what I'm saying, Jamel Reese said, you know what I'm saying, no, she invited you. Indeed. Yes, indeed. So she's paying for it. Yes, she's paying for it. There's no Dutch, okay? Don't tell me to come to you and then you expect me to put out my cash. And no dinero aquí. No dinero aquí. All right. So, brother, Captain Black, you know what I'm saying, put up a post and had a little sign like this. Meaning, I don't know, that emoji sign like, good question. Indeed. Big shout out to Captain Black. Big shout out to Captain Black. Big shout out to Sister Patricia Williams yesterday. And she said, no, if I invited you, it's my treat. Grown woman don't mind treating. Remember that, fellas. So, fellas, she let us know that, if a grown woman invites you, fellas, you know what I'm saying, that will take care of it. Big shout out, indeed. Big shout out, indeed. Now, another one said, no, it's her invite. So, yes, indeed, just like the other one. And then, brother David, you know what I'm saying, will become here pretty soon, actually said, and I'm going to read it again. Make sure I get everything right, you know what I'm saying? So, don't go unless you want to. Yes, because it happened to me a few times. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And another woman said she pays because she invited you. Yeah, so, those are all the comments right here.
All right.
So all the comments. But so I'm going to be the devil's advocate today.
All right.
Because today, I'm going to make sure that if you have to invite me to eat, now you paying for it, man. Oh yeah, you paying for it, you know what I'm saying? You paying for it, yes indeed. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're cooking, you know what I'm saying? If you're cooking, then that's a whole nother scenario.
So are you gonna tip? If they invite you and paying, are you gonna cover the tip?
My tip are quite special indeed. I will tip, yes indeed. I shall tip. I shall tip. Yaggah. I'm getting invited. I'm bringing the whole tip, you know what I'm saying? I'm a private dancer. I dance for that money. Do what you want me to do. Come on, man. You bring the food. I bring all the goodies. Yaggah. What can I say? Okay? But I'm not bringing the goodies and extra cash. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. I'm sorry. Can't do it. I cannot do that. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I know there's some people who can do it. You know what I'm saying? But not me. No. I can't. But I know. We heard some conversation. Well, I'm pretty sure you might have some take on that. I don't know.
I think communication is key. And one thing we can definitely say about living in the United States of America is that there are several lines of thought and ways that people do things. So communicate with the person that you're with or that you're wanting to date. Make sure y'all have a good understanding before you go.
Like that one brother who went on like catfish dates, you know what I'm saying, with them flowers and all that stuff, which I will never look, man. First date, fellas, first dates, you know, okay, unless you know the person, unless you have a communication with that person, with that lady, all right. You know what I'm saying? You're like, hey man, we've been chatting up, you know what I'm saying, extra, messaging each other for like 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then you start to go out and all that stuff. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? You want to bring roses, but nah, man, like, no, we're not gonna do that.
So you're talking about the gentleman who was talking online with the person for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then brought flowers but got stood up. That person.
That brother. I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel real bad for him, you know what I'm saying? But I can't, I cannot do that. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Yaggah. We are back again. Yes, indeed. Mr. Clemby, Dr. Shine, back in the building. We just played some jolly music, Mirror, and also we have some Harvesting Clay, Lavender Jones, and my sister, Chrissy Ash, losing it, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? We're all going to make sure that we play all the locals and international artists via KRDP 9.7, to the East Valley, growing up strong and growing up large, indeed. Now, before we jump in our question of the day, because I know some of y'all might ask me this question, but Dr. Shaw, would you please help us pick our bill? Yaggah.
The AARP Fraud Watch Network can help you keep yourself and your family safe from fraud and scams. To learn more, visit aarp.org/Fraud Watch Network. For news and tips on how to spot common scams and to learn about and report scams in your area, visit aarp.org/Fraud Watch Network.
Yaggah. Now, I left a little relationship question fun here where, big shout out to everybody out there who joined the questionnaire that I posted up. I know last time I put up another question, everybody joined in, and I'm very, very appreciative of everybody's educational social comments, because that's what I call it via the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Now the question I asked this time was pretty much fellas, we always invite any ladies on the dates. Now this is a little bit different. So if a lady invites a man for lunch or dinner, you know what I'm saying? Now, does the man have to pay for the lunch or dinner or not? And why? Now, I know I have 13 comments that was being shared with me, most definitely. I was going to read some of them, which, and I will not mention no names because everything remains anonymous, because social media has a lot of Tekashi 6ix9ine, so I cannot say that loud and clear like that. But, we have some comments that mentioned that, and this came from a woman who said, if I am inviting him out, I am paying. So that's her comment. So, which I would agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you're going to pay for it if you inviting a man. Now, another lady says she pays because she extended the invite. Unless Dutch is disgusted. Now, Dr. Shaw, have you ever had Dutch before? Have you ever come to a Dutch date before?
Actually, no.
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 You know what the Dutch is, right?
Yeah. So the Dutch date is when the male and the woman pay for themselves respectfully.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't go on many dates. So.
But the Dutch, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been on, I would say rarely, maybe 3
times where you did.
Yeah, I paid for my part because it was the party that actually said they're gonna pay for their part. I said, okay, you know what? I pay for my cheeseburger, you're gonna pay for your French fry. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? We're going Dutch like that, you know what I'm saying? So unless, and you say we communicate right there, you know what I'm saying? But And then this brother said, whichever is good, he's flexible. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, because some men, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I may not care because I'm very traditional, even though that is not the expectation. But at the end of the day, you know, as a man, it's like you have to be ready for anything. So, you know, if you know that this lady is inviting you, and knowing that, okay, you know, she doesn't have anything, because I've been on dates where I got invited, but I was also told to bring certain goods with me, you know, certain goods like food or anything like that. You know, where I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm being invited, so which, you know, of course, if you go to someone's, you know, anybody's house, you know, it doesn't have to be a date, but if you get invited to someone's house, you want to bring a good, some type of welcome good, you know what I'm saying?
That's hospitality.
Yeah, that's hospitality right there. So the hospitality is always just in my blood, you know what I'm saying? It's just there. Now it's just that, okay, so if I'm bringing this, what are you proposing to the table? Okay, you know, are we still gonna go out? I mean, do I have to pay for that Pizza Hut that you're gonna order for? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, all that crap. That's why this brother right there, where I have to sit out loud, you know what I'm saying? Don't go unless you know you want to pay. Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and that works for women too, because I've heard of men going on dates with women, and then their card is declined.
Oh, no way. No, that is blasphemy.
And they're like, oh no, something must be going on. I'm not sure what to do. The bank is closed. It's Saturday night. So, and then, you know, so it works both ways. I would say, you know, especially if you're on one of your first dates, that, you know, as a woman, I've heard it where, and I actually, a woman asked online if she was wrong to stop dating the person because they were unable to pay.
Well, okay, first of all, how can she? Okay, the first date.
Well, she didn't invite him. That's not this situation. They had a date, and his card declined.
Okay, so pretty much, you know, she paid for the meal.
She ended up paying.
Which, you know,
and then she blocked him.
Oh, well, you know what? Of course, well, that is the genuine thing to do, indeed. Okay, because
maybe he had a good heart.
I mean, you know, good heart, good soul, but maybe, you know, pocket was empty. Hey, look, all I'm saying is do not judge folks from anything as long as they're good from the heart. And, you know, maybe communication could have been there where she could have asked him, hey, can you afford this food or this and that? And not only that, it's like, you know, like I said, like I have to be prepared as a man. Like you got to be prepared by any means necessary, because like my experience says, I went Dutchy, you know what I'm saying? And I also went on dates where I have to I went to the date, and the lady actually was saying, hey, you want to order, you know, you want to have some food? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking you have food already. Oh, no, I'm going to order some food, and I'm paying for the meal.
So when you are you saying going out, like the movies, going out, or are you saying date meaning, okay, we're going to spend time together, whether it's in or out?
Oh, well, this was in. Now, out, okay. I've never been out because mostly, you know, when I go out, I'm paying for it.
See, and that's the other thing, because I've heard of women get upset when guys consider it dating and you didn't go anywhere.
Exactly. So it's like, when I go out, yes, I'm very, very attentive when I go out, because I'm like, okay, if you go out, you know, as a man, even though she's gonna propose this, but then again, you know, if she insists on paying for it, you know, I would allow, you know, the dates to do that. But the first thing is, as a man, you gotta step up and just take charge of the situation. So that way she will, you know, that way she knows, okay, I'm at ease, or I'm, you know, everything's gonna be all right. Just like the lady who, you know, the guy who went on a date with the lady and his card declined and she paid for him, you know, stuff like that. Or and the women out there who are inviting a man, knowing that, hey, if I'm going to invite you, you know, I don't have nothing, this and that, but can you please bring this? Can you please bring that with me? Or can you bring something great? And so just say, hey, bring whatever you have. And then when I get there, it's like, oh, well, we don't have food. So what do you want to eat? I didn't do nothing. So let's go out and let's do this. Or let's order some food. And then you're going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I'm like, okay, hold on. Is she trying to bankrupt me or something like this? Or is she trying to like drain my bank account? Because, things like this. Because sometimes we want to be pampered too, but not all the time. You know what I'm saying? But in some occasions, if you invited us, to a special events, yes, take care of us. Take care of the bills. It's all right. If you can, we are going to stay ready. We're going to stay prepared, gun blazing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure that, hey, you ain't ready. I make sure I get my American Express. Oh, that's still around?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't had that for years because that's still my money was different. So I don't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But look. But that question, because I told the brother that look, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still a man. You gotta act like a man. Yes, it's gonna suck that you have to pay for your for your partners or anything like this if she invites you.
But how much do you really like the person if you're worried about that?
That's okay. That's one thing too.
Because if you really are into the person, you'll tolerate and you'll do more, or it won't. That wouldn't be a deal breaker. It would, it'd be like, I don't mind covering it if you want to spend time with that person.
Exactly. That is a valid point. That's a valid point. But this is 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got the brother with the flowers on the dates. We got catfished, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I tell my brothers out there, if you go on the first date, unless you know that person specifically, do not bring no roses. Just go out there with your credit card and be ready for them charges. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just be ready for them charges. Just be ready. Once you order them lobsters, that will cost you, $45.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And be ready for that. But again, I appreciate everybody's input because everyone has something to share because it was just very genuine and it wasn't. And plus it came from the ladies too. I'm actually shocked that the women actually say, "Hey, if I invite you, I'm gonna take care of you." That's pretty much a difference.
Well,
That's
the roles are changing and women are expecting less and less of men every day. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least now you get a free dinner.
Oh, right on. Well, you know what I'm saying? My birthday is coming up, y'all. My birthday is coming up. So I hope I get a free dinner on my birthday indeed. And we are going to have a free tickets giveaway.
WNBA.
Indeed, for Mercury versus Indiana Fevers. And it's going to be a giveaway starting from today all the way to the 19th. And we'll make sure that whoever who's joining us, the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, you can call 602-633-2662 or follow me on my social media or follow our video and put a message about what does Yaggah means. That's the question for you to win them free tickets. I want to say thanks for everybody out there for joining me today. Thank you for just allowing me to just be myself, you know what I'm saying, via the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, and also take care of each other, take care of one another, and let's reach out to our peers out there. Let's create a support system so we can be able to help our brothers and sisters out there who are in need. So I appreciate everybody out there who joined me today, who showed me support and love, most definitely. Dr. Shine, and any shout out that you'd like to give out, most definitely?
Well, don't forget the ceremony and cigar on Fridays. The networking has been great. The food has been great. Yeah. It's just a great environment. So it is pet friendly and just fun.
Just fun, smoke free and everything like that. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? Everything is fun. Ceremony, cigar, and coffee lounge. Friday nights. KRDP Supports Entertainment. We out there just networking. Businesses all coming together live and direct. But I want to say thank you all for everyone out there for joining us today. We see y'all next Saturday for another episode of the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Can I get Yaggah one more time? Yaggah, 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 Yaggah. Woo! We out of here. I want to say thank you very much. We out of here. You are so blessed. You are so wonderful. Thank you. Love you very much. Yes.